Opinion. As part of our ongoing special series, Asian Tigers, Udayan Mukherjee caught up with Ayaz Motiwala, Senior Fund Manager at Nivalis Partners, and here is an excerpt of that conversation.
Do you find valuations interesting now in the mid-cap pharmaceutical space, which you can look at, or are things moving too fast in the US FDA space for you to take a call on that one right now?
I would concur with you. I think you know, the risks are not very clear, and it's very newsy. And in terms of our you know, our sort of limited resources, our ability to you know, triangulate and get a view out on that has its own challenges, to be very honest. So I think on these kind of binary trades, if you get affected by US FDA visits or letters, etc., especially the bigger names which you're reading, you're just a news taker. You're basically not in a position to be able to, you know, differentiate the lot. So that is a challenge. And I think the mid-cap space, more interestingly, is the domestic kind of companies, very small, some of them, but we don't own any names there.
What about financials? I mean, how do you break up that big space for especially a mid-size investor like you? I mean, do you stay with the big boys? Do you look at mispricing in some of the hated names? Or how do you approach that space?
One of the names we want to choose to own has been the credit rating company, which is Care Ratings, playing into, you know, essentially bond issuance through economic recovery as a good way to participate in that way. But like a advisory company or a consulting firm, you are not fighting for margins there. It's a much higher margin, much more robust business, and you know, you've been sanctioned as 5-7 agencies which are licensed to actually issue those ratings. So it's a good business to own.
And still a nascent business, you would say, in India?
I would think so. Yeah. I would think so. And then the other one we've looked at more closely, have not pulled the trigger, is the emerging new companies, you know, such as Equitas, G1 Financial, new IPOs which have come in. So there is this personal lending, credit cards, unsecured lending, etc., which companies are putting together. Yeah. So whether it's RBL Bank or it's some of these is what we are looking at closely, but we haven't you know, owned any of these names. I think the valuations are a little aggressive, to say the least.
All right, and you can catch XO